Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another episode of the Sitrep. And my guest tonight is TMan978. T-Man, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing good.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so much for agreeing to hop on with me tonight, and so we can just discuss plastic robots and probably have a good time doing that. Well, first off, tell my people a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is TMan978. I live in Baltimore, Maryland, as you probably already know, the people that already watch. I like to do toy reviews on my go-to toys are Transformers, but I collect Marvel Legends, McFarlane toys, NECA, like Fortnite figures, and a bunch of other stuff. Mezco. I just pre-ordered that Mezco Wolverine that's coming out. And yeah. Oh, I said I do toy hunts.
Oh yeah, I've watched a few of those. Every time I go try to do a toy hunt, it's a bust. I have one Walmart. That's it. My nearest Target is 2 hours away, and my next Walmart is 45 minutes away. So if I don't find it at my Walmart, I'm on Amazon.
Exactly.
Speaking of NECA, Walmart. Did you pre-order that Goliath figure? The gargoyles?
When I see that in person, I'll make a decision.
I love that cartoon. That was one of my 90s cartoons right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Gargoyles was one where I do remember watching it, but I didn't get too deep into it.
So I got deep into it. It was one of those back in the days. For maybe you younger guys, I used a VCR and I would record the episodes while I was at work. I think it came on early in the morning. And I caught up on all at night because it was a cartoon soap opera. You missed one episode, you were all screwed up, especially in the second season.
A lot of shows didn't do that with continuity.
Oh, I know. All right. Well, we are going to get on with the questions. Now, for those of you who've never seen the Sitrep before, is how it works is I have 10 questions for my guest, 10 questions regarding him as a Transformer collector, and 10 questions regarding him as a YouTuber. And he's got a brand new toy right there that I can't wait to see. What'd you say? It's McFarlane's Shao Kahn?
Yeah.
Oh, he's sweet looking. I love me some Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of stiff. And these spikes hurt, so that I don't think this is for kids.
I hate how when you collect NECA figures, you have to give them a hot bath first in order to move them.
Yeah, this will move. I was trying to see if it says not a toy on the box. Some of them do.
Adult collectible. All right, good sir. Well, we're going to start with question number 1. What is the appeal of Transformers for you?
Well, the appeal of Transformers for me is most of the figure. I like that each figure seems like individual. Every time they come out with a new line, they find new ways for different characters to transform. So it seems like a new experience every time, unlike with a regular action figure. The regular action figure, you know, it's a guy, but he has on different clothes, but he does everything the same way as all the other guys. But and probably just since I've been a fan since G1, I have that like attachment to it as something that I've just been liking for a long time.
Oh, it's like me. I'm Patriot Prime, but I can't say no to a Megatron figure.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're talking about Transformers that transform differently. They all do except Megatron. How many different Siege Megatrons are we going to get that turn into this tank with the feet that hang off the back?
And that is similar to the Legends Megatron that came out with Combiner Wars.
Combiner. I think I've already put him back on the shelf. I had him out for my comparisons. I told T-Man while I was waiting, I was going to knock out a quick review of this guy, and it was a rare, flawless review for me. No screw-ups whatsoever. And when I put it on my editor, I thought the lighting is off. I forgot to turn on the overhead light for the review, so everything was all washed out. So got to reshoot that one. Everybody's liking your T-shirt. Spider-Man.
GameStop. I think they might still be in stock on there.
That's all GameStop is anymore, is toys you don't want and T-shirts. Couldn't tell you.
Really, when they have figures that I do want, they're $3 or $4, $5 more than they should be.
Now they do have what I do with him. I did get the exclusive Grimlock, the Funko. My wife and son have got me collecting Funkos now. Like I need another rabbit hole.
I have a reputation of hating Funko Pops. I bought the Voltron one years ago, and when I took it out the box, I was like, the paint is sloppy and it doesn't do anything. I was like, the head doesn't turn, it doesn't bobble. I was like, what is this? Then I wound up doing it as a giveaway.
I've got all the Transformer ones, and I'm just keeping them. They look better in the box than when you take them out, because you're right. They are some sloppy paint jobs on them. I've got those Visitor figures out from the V TV show. I took Diana out of the box, and it's just like a blind guy painted her. She was terrible.
I do have the Transformers Age of Extinction Drift Funko Pop. Somebody gave that to me as like a joke, but I'm like, it's a gift. It's just been sitting at my job for like 4 years.
I've got those desk bots too, the ones you really don't like. I'll just go to work and sit in the windowsill. So somebody can say, oh, you collect GoBots? Yeah.
Right.
All right. Question number 2. Aside from G1, which is always the number one answer, what's your favorite Transformers fiction?
Beast. I'm gonna stick with Beast Wars. This is like probably like my 4th or 5th interview type thing. I was thinking I should start changing up my answers just in case somebody's paying attention and see what they say. Like, you're lying.
We all have different, not clientele, different viewers.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I like animated and Prime a lot, but I got really attached with Beast Wars, and that's what got me. Well, I'm gonna wait for your next questions.
Now, I loved Beast Wars when it came out in the 90s, but I was never able to catch it in order, to watch an episode here and there. But when I was in Iraq is when they put them all on DVD. And I got the entire series, and just watching that from start to finish was amazing. I mean, they were such great storytellers. Of course, you had to kind of suffer through the first few episodes because it was originally designed. It was a kiddie show. And then they realized, well, the kids aren't watching it. The guys that grew up in the 80s with G1s watching this, and it got a lot darker fast, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Right. In that second episode, I thought it was slightly dark when Megatron bit Primal's leg.
Oh, yeah.
You that on TV?
And then you thought Megatron died. And then you thought Megatron died because that was the pilot episode, and they all blew up.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing the explosions that those bots would survive. Like, I think it was one episode where Inferno was totally vaporized. I mean, they showed him just turn to dust, and then the next episode, he's just out coughing and sputtering.
I was upset. I was hurt like I don't know what when that happened. Then he came back. So I was like, you never know what kills them. Like, I think like the 6th episode, Pterosaur just blew Megatron to pieces. And I was like, wow, he could just kill him like that? Then he came back.
Yeah, they just threw him in that hot tub, and he was good to go. Because, he had that gun. He shot him. He fell down the cliff and just kept breaking to pieces. Yeah. And then there's poor Waspinator.
Yeah, he was invincible.
All right, where are we at now? Number 3. Do you have a favorite figure or holy grail, probably sitting right beside you, a figure you will never let go?
Yep, because it costs too much to ship them. But I don't know. Even though they just got knocked down and I never picked them up. But it's tough. A ton of my Masterpiece figures, I'm going to go with MP36 Megatron. That's been my favorite figure for a minute. And every time I look at it, I just have to mess with him and pose him and whatnot.
Now I'm trying to think of the names. MP36, that's the more cartoon accurate one, right? The newer one. Yeah, he's great. I've got forget the brand. It's the off brand of him. We're only paid $99 for it.
Yeah.
Lord of Destruction. I forget what it's called. I mean, the only thing, he's a near perfect figure. I thought I just slapped a Toyhax decal on him and it was good to go.
Yeah. I forgot what his name is called. But
it'll come to me later.
That was, especially compared to the first one and compared to Apollyon, I was like, this is a dream come true. Like, I've been wanting, some people complain when they look more cartoony, but I'm like, that's what I wanted my whole life. I hated seeing the cartoon, and then I get the toy, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, I love
talking about how Ironhide and Ratchet don't have a head, and Bumblebee had that whole mask thing and a flat head with no knees.
Then you had Brawn, look like a Cylon, and Gears the same way.
Yeah.
I did a video on that. That was one of my earlier videos. I was talking about how disappointed you were as a kid when you would get a Transformer. You watch the cartoon and you get the Transformer and the toy looks nothing like the cartoon. And it was amazing, the comment sections, people just blasting me. Well, that's because these figures came out in Japan before the cartoon. I'm like, you're missing the point of the video. This is me as a 10-year-old kid trying to explain, hey, it's a great figure, but it doesn't look nothing like the cartoon. Well, look at G1 Megatron. He's got that big old trigger sticking out.
When I first saw him in the catalog, I was like, what is this? And then that trigger thing was like, well, they can actually make a toy like that.
This here is about the only one that was perfect, though. Still perfect to this day, and that is an 84 original. I always use him for my comparisons in my videos. He's always by my side.
When I was little, he was one I wanted for a long time. And my grandmother had told me she couldn't keep a secret. She told me she was getting Optimus Prime. So I was excited. And then it was Power Master Optimus Prime. So I was like, yeah. It's still good, but whatever. I think I broke him
the Optimus Prime.
Break was over. Because you know that the peg that goes into his feet to keep the trailer on, that's popular for breaking, and it's out of there. That was broke before the Christmas break was over.
Oh, I told T-Man, we was talking about breaking figures earlier. I had a G1 Jazz for Christmas 84. I transformed him wrong and snapped the door off. And this was back before ball joints. You snapped something off, it was done. And took it back the next day trying to get another Jazz. They were all out of Jazzes, so I had to settle for a Sunstreaker, which is a great toy, but when you wanted a Jazz was more prominent in the cartoon.
Right.
People
always say that that the old toys are better than the new toys. I'm like, were you actually back there? Because they used to break so easy.
I couldn't tell you how many G1s I had that had super glued parts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun. I mean, it didn't take much, but man, they were die cast metal, good and heavy. They just weren't durable.
No.
There's so many times when I review one of my G1 figures, during that whole review process, I'm scared to death. Like, please, God, don't break.
Yes.
All right, sir. Question number 4. What figure is your white whale, your most wanted toy? One you don't have yet for your collection. You could actually stop collecting if you get this.
I don't have one of those. Every time I feel like that, the last time I genuinely felt like that was when I got Masterpiece Soundwave, the 6-pack from Toys R Us. I was like, wow, I don't need to go toy hunting at all anymore. Then 5 days later, I was in the store.
Yeah, there's no stopping. I can't help myself. I mean, of course, I luck out every now and then. Like a couple weeks ago, my wife sent me out to get Dylan a new bookshelf. So get your son a bookshelf. Okay. I'm on my lunch break at work. Get the bookshelf, get out. So I walk in, it's on the other side of the store, but I still make that U-turn and head all the way to the toy section. Lucked out, found Dinobot and Cyclonus.
All right.
Then you're like, oh, hell, forgot the bookshelf.
If I have to put an answer, I kind of still want the purple reissue of G1 Galvatron. I don't know why I didn't order that when it came out.
I had him when he came out, paid like $75 for him. I sold him during my huge Transformers purge of 2012. Was interested in him after reviewing my G1 Galvatron the other day and looked him up on eBay. I'm probably not going to get one of those again.
Right. Back then, if a toy was over a certain price, I was like, yeah. Like when MPO1 came out at $100, I was like, it looks better, but I was like, it's $100. And now look.
You're like, oh, I can do payment plans. I'll pre-order, have the money set aside. That's why I love these pre-order places we can go to now. You can pre-order it and pay on it as you go. That's why I do a lot of pre-orders through Amazon, because I'll just get gift cards and pay toward it until I pay it off.
I keep forgetting my job gave me a $50 card. I need to use that.
You're like me. They don't collect dust. As soon as I know I got an Amazon card, I'm getting something. All right. Where are we at? Oh, last Transformers question. What's your favorite Transformers character? Any figure, any media? Or not any figure, any fiction. Can't read my own questions.
This is a tough one for me too. I have an answer, but because it was my favorite character for a long time, but since then I keep shifting. But I'm gonna say
oops, blew it off. Here you go. That's Deluxe Bald. He says you're the reason he collects.
Well, Beast Wars.
You said you were from Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be at TFCon?
Yes.
Excellent. I'll see you there.
Yep. Kato just told me he was going to.
Yeah, he kind of got me into going, and then I talked Bert the Stormtrooper into going. Now we got Deluxe going. It's going to be a nice crew. The lobby bar is going to be very entertaining at night.
Yeah. But Beast Wars Megatron.
Yep.
I especially liked him once season 2 came. That's when I started collecting Transformers as an adult. When I decided to buy Transmetal Rat Trap, and they gave me a free VHS with the first 2 episodes of season 2. And once I saw that, I was like, I gotta find the rest of these episodes. I didn't even know when it came on, because it came on like so sporadically. But then I found out that they were showing it on Cartoon Network at that time.
I think when I started watching it was on USA in the morning. It was early, I think.
When it was on Cartoon Network, they were showing it in the evening. I used to be able to get home from work and watch it. They had like a whole block of like new episodes for season 2, and I think the finale.
Yeah, and those first 2 episodes of season 2 were some good ones. They're some of my favorites.
The last episode of season 2, the hair was sticking up on my arms.
Especially with Ravage, you're like, oh my gosh, they went full G1.
Yes, when he transformed with that sound, my head almost exploded.
And what's funny, I told you how Beast Wars, the DVDs, I got those in Iraq. I got my whole unit watching that show. I'd watch a disc, and the disc would just pass around until they circled back to me, and it was funny. Everybody was all into it. We'd be out on patrol. So what do you think Megatron's going to do today? I don't know. Don't think be paying attention to what's going on. We'll find out tonight after we're mission's over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for the Transformers questions. Now we're going to get into you as a YouTuber. And my very first question, sir, is what possessed you, a grown man, to do toy reviews on YouTube?
Well, seeing that was a thing that people were doing, and the fact that I was collecting, I probably would have started sooner. But at 2 issues, not having a camera. Well, I guess it was 3 issues. Not having a camera, not having editing software. And back then I kind of wanted to, I was nervous about putting myself out there on the internet and giving everybody access to me, which sometimes occasionally I do regret when I get random weird messages in my inbox.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like a lot of people are okay and how can I put it? Normal.
Normal for us, right?
Yeah, normal seeming. But then other people is like, ooh, what have I gotten myself into?
That's like I will get so many random friend requests on my Facebook page. I'm like, I don't know you. I mean, that's why I think like you have your TMan Facebook page. That way you can interact with everybody. But my personal page, that's me.
See, I did that for that reason. But then when I started out with the syndicate Facebook people, like I was saying, they weren't doing that integration where you can be a part of a group as your page at first. So that made me have to go in there with my personal page, and then I was getting a whole bunch of friend requests, and I was accepting people, but then I would get on my page and I'll see certain posts and I'm like, who is this?
Yeah, it just takes one person to kind of throw that whole thing. Not doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm. I was like, what? Why am I seeing this? Who will post this? Then I'll go through them like, I don't even know who this is. Delete.
When you go through and you have that one random or one mutual friend, you click the friend, you don't even know who that is either.
Right. No, most of my mutual friends now are the other guys in the group. So I'm like, oh, it must be from that. But then I have to make it different.
Well, hello, Cato. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'll highlight you here once I find my little arrow. There it is. Cato's in the house. He'll be at TFCon. Looking forward to shaking that man's hand. It's funny. Like we talk about that, but I have made so many great friends through this as well.
Yeah, same.
And that just blows my mind. It's like you and I have never talked face to face, and now it's like no biggie. We're two grown men talking about these boys.
You went to TFCon.
That's right. We did meet there.
I didn't know who you were.
That's hey, I was just starting then.
But I was like, I kept seeing you. Then afterwards, I was like, oh, that's who he is.
That's that Hua guy.
To you.
I remember now. You were down in the lobby and you were sitting down talking to us about. I remember you came up and we shook hands, and it was just kind of like we all branched out in our own thing. That was kind of surreal. That was my first big con. I'd went to a smaller one in Charlotte a few years earlier, but this thing was just amazing. I don't think I went to the first panel. I was having more fun talking to people and just looking around the sales floor.
Yeah, definitely. I like the sales floor. I think this was my first Transformers only convention, but I've been to like Baltimore Comic-Con.
I can't wait to this. I'm looking so forward to it because I was going to the last one, and then of course the plague hit. So hopefully everything will go nice and smooth with this. Room's already booked. We are ready to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna still carry hand sanitizer anyway.
Hey, it's a con. You got to have the hand sanitizer, and you got to have deodorant and extra deodorant for people to come up to you. Say, hey, man, degree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 7, sir. What keeps inspiring you to get in front of your camera? Well, you have a big following now, so.
That people telling me they want to see, if they know I have something and they tell me they want to see my opinion on something. Like I actually had Prime versus Prime message me and said he was looking forward to my opinion on this.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. But now I've been editing this video for like 2 freaking days. I decided to to film the review and the transformation instructions at the same time. Then as I'm going through the footage, I go for the next clip and I'm like, okay, where's the clip where I transform all of the top and bottom? So I'm like, luckily I'm home. I'm gonna have to sit here and transform it all the way back over again. This thing is, I'm probably never going to transform it again after this video.
There's a few Transformers that I have that I've never transformed again. I'm looking this Armada Unicron I've got right up here. I got him when he first came out, transformed him once, had a hell of a time doing it, and he hasn't been transformed again.
People that can't see it.
Yeah.
This is what he's talking about. This thing is almost 20 years old. I never replaced the batteries. I'm like, how does this still work?
I think mine's the same way. I'm afraid to get. I've got him holding. You remember those little Lego sets that came in like the Death Stars and the planets? I have mine holding the Death Star. I'm afraid if I touch him, he'll drop everything.
Probably.
Lord, look at the size of that Unicron.
Give people another preview. This is Primus.
Wow. That thing is unbelievable.
So Primus is like one of the moons to him. This thing is heavy.
Yeah, that's a solid figure. I had that one back in the day. He was a victim of the purge as well.
But besides the fans wanting that, YouTube, I'm about to be honest. Like some people are scared to be honest on YouTube when these interviews thing, but YouTube revenue, that's an incentive.
Yeah, it's not much, but it helps. I'm using my YouTube revenue is going to pay for my trip to TFCon. I'm putting it all every month. That's going into a little kitty for TFCon. That way I don't feel bad. You know, it's not like I'm spending our money for the house or our money for this. This is money I've made talking about Transformers so I can go see other people who talk about Transformers.
Yeah, and pay for the trip down there and all that. Or up there. Yeah, it is definitely nice to get like a random check every month.
And how long you been doing YouTube?
Is at the end of this year, it'll be 7 years. It was like the end of 2014, like October 2014.
I guess I hit my 3 years in October, and it seems like it flies by. What's really good is this is one of those things where you're constantly learning new things. I'll go back and watch one of my older reviews, and I'm like, ugh, I was terrible.
When I watched my first Transformers video, I was shocked. I was like, it almost seemed like one of my current videos because I was saying and doing a lot of the same stuff that I'm saying now. I thought it was going to be like way bad. Now the video quality is bad. Whatever I used to render it, it was like 780p, but when I rendered it, it was like the quality is way lower than that. So I'm like, ugh.
Now, do you use a specific camera for your videos or use your phone?
My phone.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I don't even use a computer at all, really.
Wow.
Because I can just edit everything on like Power Director. Once I found that, I was like, I never needed to use any other editor. And then every year or every few months, they put up an update to make it even better than it used to be. So now it has way more features than it ever had. I'm like, it's getting closer and closer to our actual PC editor.
Wow. I just bought Power Editor because of those shorts everybody's putting on. Kato recommended it. And I'm like, yeah, this has some awesome features, but my problem is I like to put so many little things in there, and it's kind of hard to do it all on the little screen. I do everything here on my PC. I've got a dual monitor, so I'll set my clips up here, this here, and I kind of edit everything together. And I love the editing part. It kind of shows how creative you can be, especially if you screw up. I was like, well, do I reshoot this or can I splice this just right?
Right.
Like I've discovered if you watch some of my reviews where I'll throw a video clip in real quick, that video clip is to cover me up where I screwed up and get pissed. So it'll just have a nice smooth transition in.
No. Me, sometimes I leave that in. People think that's funny. So somebody was just joking with me earlier. I don't know if you know Nathan Simmons, but he sent me Susanoo to review, and in that video, I must have been real pissed. And one of my friends was like, he thought that was like the funniest thing in the world. I'm like, you're making me want to go back and watch it. I was like, I don't remember being that pissed. But
That's
that thing
funny.
was a mess.
All right, where are we at? Where are we at? There are thousands of toy reviewers on YouTube. What makes you any different from the rest? Aside from your voice, everybody always says you got the smoothest Transformer reviewer voice.
I was going to mention that, but with thousands, being honest again, I'm going to say nothing. Because out of thousands of people, somebody is going to be just like me. Like, I was thinking, it's one person that comes to mind when I watch The Amazing. I don't know if you ever see him, because he doesn't do Transformer videos usually. He did review Optus Pexus recently. They sent that to him because he specializes in posing and whatnot. But when I watch him, I'm like, you know, we say and do a lot of the same stuff. And I was like, I never paid attention to that before. Just he giggles more than me. But I don't know, just maybe my humor and my voice, humor, and I guess that.
I love your intros. How every time you put a video on, it's like last time on TMan. It cracks me up. I dig it. Well, that was me. I had such a hard time trying to say. I was like, all right, how do I jump in when I first started? Like, how do I do this? What can I make myself different from the rest? And just on a drive home from work one day, I was like, I will use a military. I'll do a military thing. I'll wear my veteran hat. And the hoo-ah thing just happened at first video, and I just rolled with it. And what's funny, I hate wearing hats. But since I started doing this, I just always have the hat on. When I went to TFCon, I didn't wear it. There was a lot of people like, I wasn't sure if it was you or not because you didn't have the hat on.
Right. Now, in my early videos, I did a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, some of my videos have super high energy, which I'm not known for now. If I decide, I randomly just decide to do that. Where, like, one of my main things is I used to use a go-to voice like this. And if I do that now, people are like, why are you changing your voice? Why are you saying? I'm like, because I want to. I felt like it at the moment.
My son actually told me in the car yesterday, we're going somewhere, and I was talking about Megatron. And he says, I love when you do that, Dad. I was like, what? He says, you talk normal until you say the name of the Transformer. Because in the reviews, I always go, and now we'll take a look at Transformers Core Class Megatron. And he's like, I love when you change your voice. I was like, well, okay. But it's funny watching my old stuff. I was so monotone. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is Core Class Megatron, and he is a fairly decent representation of G1. And now I'm like more in your face. Hey, here we are. So, yeah.
YouTube loves that.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I said YouTube loves that. And that's probably why you're at 8,000 in 3 years.
Yeah, I've done something right. I have so many people say, hey, what's your secret? I was like, I don't know. It just
might have been that video you were telling me about. Because I had a toy hunt randomly, I guess because Spider-Man Homecoming was out and I did a Spider-Man. I did like 2 Spider-Man hunts, and they kind of went semi-viral, like 500,000 views in like a month.
wow.
I think I gained 4,000 subscribers in 1 month.
That's insane.
Like, that was exciting until I found out they were like 4,000 deadbeats. They subscribe but don't watch the videos.
Yeah, that's funny when you look on your analytics. You see how many subscribers watch your stuff and how many random people, and only 50% of your subscribers ever watch what you do.
Right.
So it's neat. What you
even lower than that.
What's that?
Like I said, for me, it's even lower than that. I have way more random. I'm like, how do I have so many subscribers, but I have way more random people watching my stuff than subscribers.
But
I
yeah,
had to stop looking at the analytics for a second because that was driving me crazy for a minute.
Yeah, there's some videos. I'm notorious. I'll pop a video on. I don't even watch it. That's where I got in trouble last night because, yes, I am human, and I called Inferno Grapple 3 times in a video, and man, I got blasted for that. So I try to proof view my videos as much as I can, but usually I'll just, oh, that looks good, throw it on there.
Yeah, I've done that. I've seen, you probably seen this. It's a super popular, been on YouTube for a long time. Like, he has errors in the video and doesn't fix them and doesn't, like, let's say he says, okay, we got Shao Kahn in. Okay, we got Shao Kahn. Said the same thing twice. I'm like, well, you didn't notice that?
That's
I'm
funny.
like, I let you know that he didn't watch his video either. He just threw it up.
I've done that, especially with my beginnings. No, my endings are the worst. Where I'm trying to like, hey, does this figure belong in your collection? I'm trying to think, I got to say stuff that I didn't say in the video for my closing. And there's a lot of times I'll screw up, and that's when I'm like, fuck, get pissed.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw it on there. It's like, oh, I forgot to edit that out. And you'll see me do the replay over and over again.
Now, I've had times where I'll have moments in the video where I stop talking and I'll start moving things around. And then I'll watch my video on YouTube and all of that footage is in there. And I'm like, I wonder if anybody noticed that.
And I guess that would be rough with figure reviews, especially when they're so articulate. If you're posing them and then you have to go do something and come back and shoot, you want to kind of make sure it's in that same pose, especially if you screw up.
Yeah.
I've discovered with my videos, there's a lot of times I'll talk like Captain Kirk between my paragraphs in case I screw up. That's where I can edit something in later. Like, we've got Megatron.
That. I never do that, and it drives me crazy. Like, if I mess up on something and I think, let me do a voiceover, there's never a break in a sentence where I can do that.
And then your voiceovers never sound the same either. Right. You could be talking the exact same way into the exact same system, but as soon as you put it in that editor, it's going to get higher pitched. You're going to have this weird background noise. So.
Yes, I did that, and I just edit, and I'm still editing, but I did that in his review, and I'm wondering if anybody's going to notice.
Oh, they'll notice. Somebody will notice, and they just take pride in themselves. I'll call him out on that. All right. Well, let's roll on to question number 9. What's your thoughts on the Transformers social community? You know, YouTube, Facebook, and do you have any special shout outs yourself?
The Transformers social community is the best and full of the greatest people out there. Sarcasm.
I tell you what, we are better than the Star Wars community. They're horrible.
Yeah.
They are horrible to each other.
It's good besides the correcting you thing. Like, Transformers fans have to have everything accurate. And you can't say that Rumble is red. And I'm like,
he's not.
I'm like, just let it go. I call it whatever the box says. If he's red and it says Rumble, that figure's going to be Rumble in that video.
Man, I got blasted. I got the I'm trying to think of the little tiny skeleton figure, Vertebrae. And I referred to it as a he. Man, people fuss. It's a girl. It's a girl. I was like, I'm sorry. I forgot to check. Okay, what is this before I review it? It's a plastic toy. Sorry.
They don't have bios anymore.
No, that's what I miss. I mean, especially when you get these weird figures like this, which I didn't think I'd like at first, but I would love to know the story of how this fossilized thing became a robot. But no, you just got the back of the package. Here's the thing. Here's the alt mode. I miss file cards.
I seriously have doubts that that's going to be on the Netflix show too.
I do too. It's something to sell for pieces and parts to make more weapons, and you'll buy more of them because we're collectors.
Right. So if it doesn't look like Black Arachnia, who is like in your face a female, it's hard to tell.
Exactly. I know RC. I know Black Arachnia. What's the one I got today? Oh, yeah, Air Razor.
Oh yeah. Well, depending on where you live at, she could be a male or a female.
True. Very true. All right, last question, and then we'll go into the audience and let them ask a thing or two, and then we'll wrap things up. Is do you have any channel goals for yourself, and where can our viewers find you?
Well, people say they like my relaxed and nonchalant attitude, or the relaxed way I do my videos, but I would like higher production. And I've been doing things here or there to like spruce things up. And I did forget to do the shout out. I want to shout out Figure Action. I'm live there every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be on there tomorrow. I have a link.
That's why you couldn't do Thursday.
Yeah. I have a link in the description of every one of my videos for the past 2 years to the channel if you don't know where that's at. But goals, I guess, keep being the best me.
And that's all any of us can hope for.
Yeah.
And just let you guys know that I have T-Man's link in the description of this video. So just pop on there, click the link. You're right on T-Man's page. Give him a sub and watch his mellow videos.
Oh, Lady Eyebrow is in here.
Oh, yeah. Awesome individual. We had a good time talking on one of these. Love his stop motion. He is the only reason I was able to transform my masterpiece Megatron.
Yeah, you definitely, in a stop motion, you definitely see every step.
Oh, yeah. He is awesome with what he does. I mean, big kudos.
Very descriptive.
And entertaining. I recently watched his Omega Supreme video, his Siege Omega Supreme video. And when he does that skit where Omega's on the moon or Cybertron, he's like, Optimus is like, well, I need you in robot mode. So he has all his parts fly from Earth to Cybertron, and the parts are flying through space stations.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Destroying everything on the way.
Yeah, lazy. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up our Sitrep. I've got about 15 more minutes, and I'm going to let T-Man go. So if anybody has any questions in the chat, I apologize if I wasn't selecting your questions, but I got to get my stuff done first. So let's see. Anybody got anything? That's it. That's the name of that Megatron. Infinite Transformation, Emperor of Destruction. Thank you.
I mess with that. I heard the only thing to worry about is the ab crunch was like stuck or something. I don't know if you fixed it.
The only issue with mine is the feet, where this one, the foot panel is. It's part of the gun. It's metal. It keeps flopping down. It's not tight, but other than that, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if anybody's got anything. Here we are. Everybody says, my favorite YouTubers all in one stream. Thank you.
Yes, thank y'all.
All right, here we are. This is from, let me get back again. Patriot Prime. My question is, would T-Man find the picture I emailed you at the beginning of the stream funny? I don't know. Is it appropriate for YouTube? And what email? I got like 4 of them. Let's see. I saw something earlier. There he is. Yes, you helped so much. I mean, I had you on the screen while I'm transforming. Actually, for that video, I even told him, I think it was like my 2nd year into YouTube, and I apologize. Like, guys, I am not transforming this on camera. Here's robot mode. We're going to do a transition, and here's gun mode. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Question for T-Man. Action figure expert. No, that's you. There we are. Is there any Transformer toy line you cannot have anything, you don't have anything from, but would like?
is tough. Mostly anything. A lot of stuff that Takara told me was releasing that didn't come to the U.S. But at this moment, I can't think of anything specific.
There's a lot that I sold I'd love to have back, but like we said earlier, we were talking about the purple Galvatron.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we were talking live about that or not.
I think we talked about that on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
About $200 now.
Right.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can find his email. I got to know what he's talking about. Probably don't have it on this computer. And I don't. I'll have to check later. I use my phone as my webcam, so there's no way I can check my emails. Oh.
Yeah. The Takara version of the Headmasters, I liked a lot of their decals.
Kato wants to know.
Well, I keep going back and forth. Sometimes I have trouble since I started doing my own reviews. I've been having more and more trouble watching a lot of reviews because I almost feel like I'm watching myself, if that makes any sense.
I've discovered lately that I don't watch reviews of figures that I'm going to review because I don't want anybody saying, hey, you copied him. Like I know Kato has done reviews on this guy here and some others, but I'm like, well, I want to do it first before I watch. But in other words, in that same aspect, I watched your review on Core Class Megatron because I didn't think I was going to pick him up. And then I saw you had him. I was like, well, that guy looks actually pretty cool. So I'm going to pick him up. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. And then usually after I review it,
I definitely try to do that because I hate that when I see somebody watch their review and then I'm thinking the same thoughts that they're saying. It's like I find myself not wanting to say it in my video, and it's like that gets in my mind. But recently, people that I've been looking forward to their new videos is like Javi DeHong. I know a lot of people, because of his sick sense of humor, they have trouble with him, but I think it's like hilarious. Like I like scripted stuff.
See, I can't script. Every time I script, I screw it up. I just have to right from the head.
I'm too lazy, but I definitely like watching scripted stuff.
Question for the both of you. I'm going to assume that's both. Would you like the next series of Generation figures to be based on something from the past or something completely new and different? Well, me personally, there's a lot of G1s that still need some modern love. I would love to see a modernized Pretenders like Bludgeon and Thunderwing. I mean, hell, they don't even have to be Pretenders, but at least give us good figures. And I mean, there's so many G1s that haven't been touched yet, like the obscure characters. And then if we're going to go more modern, I mean, I was talking earlier, I keep pulling this figure up. He's the only one I have. How many tank Megatrons do we need? I would love to see a modernized version of the animated Megatron where he's the dual rotor helicopter. Not all cartoony, but, you know, realistic looking.
That would be cool. Dream, if they brought Transformers Animated back for the season 4 that never happened, that would be awesome. But I would like Armada because those Armada toys suck to me. So if they made new versions, that would be great. Even like the Universe Hot Shot that came out, like his back kibble made it like so difficult to move his arms. So I couldn't even fully enjoy that. So I have a feeling that they are going to go with Armada, and it's going to tie into the release of this.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a big deal in that trilogy.
Well, that was wasn't that the whole name of the trilogy? Once Armada came out, you realize that was the Unicron trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think, it's getting that time where we're hitting the Unicron trilogy is somebody else's G1. So, and I'll accept that. I'm not that hardcore of a G1er that I can't accept the other brands or the other lines.
Yeah, I've had people in my comments say that they were a kid when the live action movies came out. And I'm like, holy crap.
That makes you feel old.
Yeah.
But God, that was 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Right. My kids were kids back then, so yeah.
Let's see. We got here.
I saw something about could I take Go in a fight?
Oh, really? I must have missed that one.
Hopefully it wouldn't come to that. We both know how to talk.
That's it. We got enough violence going on in the world. Well, let's see. Oh, yes. I've heard about this. NECA has 5 more gargoyles figures ready. Of course. 5 more gargoyles at $30 a pop. Yay.
I need to rewatch that on Disney Plus since I'm spending the $7 a month for that.
Yeah, I think, hell, I haven't watched WandaVision. I haven't watched Winter Soldier yet.
I got hooked on WandaVision.
So it is good.
A couple of times I was still woke at 3 a.m., so I just watched it at 3 a.m.
I have discovered Rick and Morty on HBO Max. I watched like the first season years ago. I've been binging them all every night. I think I'm on the last season right now.
Yep, that is awesome too.
Oh, here we go. Do you think Hasbro will make pipes? Now, have you got a Kingdom Huffer yet?
No.
A really surprisingly good figure, and I think a pipes remold would be awesome. He just needs a new head sculpt and maybe something to attach to the arms for the pipes, and there you go. So I would almost say we'd see a Generation Selects pipes.
Spoiler alert, though. Sony from TM Reviews, he found Huffer and Air Razor, so he's going to be sending that to me.
Nice. Huffer surprised me. I mean, I never thought I'd be excited about Huffer, but this is a really good figure.
No, I've been wanting him forever because they haven't released one that actually looked like Huffer. Like every other character looked like the character, but not Huffer.
Well, they were always, if I remember correctly, most Huffers were just repaints of like Legends class Optimus Primes.
Yeah. And one was a repaint of the, what was it? Transformers Prime version of Ironhide.
I can't remember. Wasn't there, what was the combiners that the main bot would combine or turn into the torso?
Core combiners.
Power core combiners. I think there was a Huffer in that line.
Yeah, I bought that. That's like, that didn't fix my need.
Hey, thanks, Curtis. Who would win? Godzilla versus Trypticon? Huh. It'd be like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah, Trypticon's kind of dumb if you think about it.
That's what I was about to say.
Why Godzilla throw Trypticon in water? Of course, yeah, Godzilla's in the ocean and Trypticon's always drowning in the ocean.
Trypticon would just blow a hole in him, and he's always running out of energon.
Transformation cogs breaking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. And we'll do one more question, and then we'll get off here. It's 11 o'clock. Somebody's got to be at work in the morning and get a little boy up for school. Of course, they're calling for snow here in West Virginia.
Oh, no.
I'm tired of it. Well, I am not seeing. What's that?
I was about to say we haven't had any snow, but that's a lie. It snowed for like 2 weeks, like a while ago.
Patriot Prime, how about the Masters of the Universe Origins that you have? I have the entire first wave. I haven't even taken them out of the package yet. And what's funny, we were just talking, T-Man and I was talking earlier, how once you get off here, once we get ourselves established, like T-Man, he does everything. But I've discovered that, after 3 years, I'm the Transformer guy. And anytime I try to review something new, like something not Transformers, it really just doesn't pull the views. So I don't know. I thought about reviewing them, but I don't know. He's feeding Unicron.
I have
That's cool. I love that.
I have a few of those Origin figures. I even just bought She-Ra, but Pixel Dan got that on lock. The Masters of the Universe and whatnot.
I have been looking at the same 6 figures at my Walmart probably for 6 months. He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, the first wave. I would like to get Panther.
I just came across the second wave. But I promised myself I wouldn't get deep into that. But when I was a kid, I used to wish that they had all the articulation that they have now.
Oh, no kidding. The only thing we got was the power punch. You turn them and they punch. Do these new ones do that?
I'm not sure if they have the ones with the battle damage. I don't think they do that.
Okay. Yeah, Man-at-Arms at least has a mustache now. True.
But that's one of the reasons why I still collect now. Because when I was younger, I hated toys having like 5 POA or Transformers having just 2 POA. So I was like,
didn't have any. I'm trying to say, I don't even think I have any G1s on my desk. Usually I got everything piled on here during a review. No G1s this time. Well, yeah, Optimus. I mean, Optimus was pretty decent for what he was. He had his rotation at the shoulders, elbow bend, knee bend.
Wrist swivel, technically.
Technically, yeah. He could look up and down.
I always thought it was weird they gave him knees, but his legs don't go forward.
Nope. That's so...
I was like, why does he have bending knees?
He can relax on the hood of a car looking at the stars.
But that is something they incorporated into the animated version of his transformation, where he would be on his knees first. Yeah. I was like, at least he could do that.
And I always hated, this has annoyed me since I was a kid, how he can't hold his gun right. He holds it by the magazine instead of the handle.
Oh, yeah.
But that's been that way since the beginning.
Galvatron 86 is asking, how about Avenger figures? I'm not sure what you mean, but I collect a ton. I have over 100 Marvel Legends.
Hoy says that's so he can kneel before Megatron. I like this one. Here we go. That's Power of the Prayer Prime.
I don't think he wants to kneel in front of G1 Megatron.
No, no. That's a different channel.
Yes. It might not be G-rated.
Yeah, well, Patriot Prime Reviews is a channel for adult collectors. All right, my friend. Well, it has been an hour, and I'm going to let you go. I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat for joining us tonight. Big shout out to T-Man for agreeing to do this, especially after I've told him, let's do this at 9, and I last minute him, hey, let's do it in 10 instead. So I still appreciate you coming on. Don't forget to check out his channel. Like I said, there's a link in the description of this video. Check him out, give him a sub, and check out all his different reviews. And don't forget to subscribe to me. I am trying my best to get 10,000 subscribers by TFCon in October, where I'm going to hang out with all these guys, and he'll know who I am this time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to end this now. Once again, guys, thank you so much. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!
Yes. See y'all.